Hello, everybody. Welcome to A Shot of Reviews. I'm your host, Jarrell, and with me is my co-host, Stu.
Me.
And this show, we like to do album reviews as well as talk about what's going on in the world, all the while knocking back some drinks and some hard liquor in the process. So how are you doing today, Stu? It's been a couple while since we did a show.
I am alright.
We usually do shows every week, but last week we had to take a little break because it was a holiday. It's Father's Day. And as a father, I wanted to at least take a break and enjoy the one day of the year that I get to celebrate my having children in the world. So how did you enjoy your Father's Day, Stu?
We had a clam bake.
Clam bake?
Yeah, lots of clams, mussels, all sort of seafood jumbled together.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You had your normal, what's that stuff you eat that makes you fart like crazy?
Oh, no, I did not have any oysters.
Oysters.
That only happened one time.
Yeah. Well, one was enough.
I've never tested if it does that every time.
See, you didn't have the kind of stuff I like. I like shrimp and I like
We had shrimp on Father's Day. There was shrimp in there.
Trout.
No trout. No.
That's the kind of seafood I'm into. Like big, meaty like portions of like lobster and shrimp and fish, all that shit.
Yeah, we didn't do the fish. It was mainly clams. It's a clam bake.
Yeah, it's not for me, I guess.
There were some
no crabs.
Half corn on the cobs thrown in there. It's pretty good. No crab meat, no lobster.
I wasn't invited, I guess, but that's all right because for my Father's Day, which I normally like to spend by myself, like as a father, I don't like being taken to brunch or anything like that. I think dads like to just be left alone, watch some sports, whatever like that. But this year they were having a craft beer fest down the street in a town called Somerville, which I remember calling and see if you wanted to come to that, but you were a little busy.
No, I couldn't make it.
But it was not one of the beer fests I like going to. I guess I got spoiled at the one we went to last year at Atlantic City, where they have bands and they have like indoors. They have like craft beers out the ass and regular beers.
You only have one brewery doing the craft beer fest in Somerville, right?
Mm.
It's only that one the one microbrewery that's in Somerville, right?
Well, they had a bunch of different kinds to try. I don't know. They were they're like all out of tents, and
there is a brewery there.
Okay, well, the one that's different about this is the one we went to in Atlantic City, where it's $50 to get in. You get like a band like Less Than Jake, or the one you went to Everclear.
Yeah.
But regardless,
the silent rave was packed.
Yeah, but regardless,
because they didn't want to listen to Everclear.
I don't know why they booked them. I know they're called Everclear and it's a beer fest, but I don't get it. But whatever, maybe they'll fix it next year. But anyway, you pay once and you're in. But this one, you pay $8. The Somerville one, you pay $8 and you have to pay $2 for every like sample you have, or you pay $8 or $6 for a whole glass of something. And I don't know, I can't find any like crap beer I like. I'm like, and what's funny is they finally found one that someone was standing by a dark one, a dark drink. They were drinking something that was dark, and I was like, it's got to be a stout. Fuck that. And she was like, this is amazing. Oh my god, I want to stay right here the whole time.
Could be a dark lager.
But what it was when I got to the front of the line, it was something different. They had many choices, but that one was like a chocolate drink. So
yeah, I have some Brooklyn chocolate stout. If you want to taste the worst beer I've ever tried in my entire life, and I love Brooklyn Brewery.
Yeah, but what's funny about this? Let me finish. They were saying how great it was, and the people I was with was drinking. I'm like, oh my god, it's so good, and I picked something different, and I hated it, and I'm like, fuck, I should have got that. So I got to get back in line and try this chocolate drink that everyone's raving about. Finally get to the front of the line. I take the sip of this. It was a stout.
Was it good?
No, I hated it.
I love stout, and chocolate stout is it's
What's
gross.
the other?
I had a good one at Beer Fest, so they do exist. Chocolate stouts that are actually pretty good do exist, but for some reason nobody knows how to do it.
Yeah, but you like Guinness and I don't, so maybe it's I just come to the
but I'm
realization.
telling you, it sucks too.
I'm coming to the realization that stouts are not for me because they're too thick, so I can't fuck with it.
I love me some Guinness.
How can I forget to introduce our other co-host of the show, Little John? I'm sorry. Little John is the one that lets us know when it's time to take our shots. And today we'll be doing shots of Fireball, which we've done before, but I want to finish this glass.
Little John have something else to say than usual?
What do you think of that, Little John? We're going to do some shots of Fireball, let us know when to do it, alright? Alright, you said to do it now. I'm really... Alright, I'll let you finish singing. Dude, don't be mad at me. I'm really sorry I forgot to mention you. So I think that's why he's really angry this time around for the shot call. You know, so alright, to you, to Little John, to having another great show. Fireball. So I haven't... Oh, before that, I want to do something that I figure we'll be doing, or I will be doing more often on shows down the line. I want to make a quick apology for our last show, where I was trying to justify using the word faggot, but I misspoke, and I didn't really offend any gay people or anything like that, but what I actually wanted to say about why or when you should use the word, I don't want to get into now, so I don't want to dig myself any deeper. So I want to just say right now, I apologize if I offended anybody out there for what I said, and it won't happen again. Anyway, since it's been 2 weeks, let's get into what happened. What happened the past 2 weeks with you, Stu?
Past 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Well, work as usual, which is pretty shitty because there's not much to do, and I've been looking for other work because they're laying off like 3 or 4 people at my work, and I'm one of them because I'm near the bottom, so I going on interviews, and I'm hoping my interview on Monday is the one because I'd really like to get that job.
Yeah.
And it pays a lot better than what I get now, too.
Have you done anything exciting in the past, like non-work related? Gone any places, any shows, any bars?
No.
Pussy in your life?
I bought a car, so I don't have much money. I paid it outright, and I people that I owe the rest of the money comes out of my paycheck, and I haven't had any money. So
okay. Well, that makes me feel bad. I've been doing a whole lot of shit.
Yeah, I know you've been
I've been everywhere.
quite often. Yeah.
Before we went to that crap beer fest on Friday, I guess it was the 19th. My company took us to Dorney Park for one of those. You have to work half a day. We normally have a company picnic elsewhere, but they want to do something nice and have us all drive out 2 hours to Dorney Park in Pennsylvania. Actually, it was an hour drive.
How'd that work? You worked half a day and then went to Dorney?
Yeah, you get paid for the whole day.
Yeah.
So some people, no one has thought of this yet, but if you didn't want to go, you could just work half a day and just drive home. And then if they ask, like, oh, I didn't see you there, because Dorney Park wasn't closed, so you really didn't see anybody there when you got there. They had a big pavilion for, like, free food and shit like that, serving, like, burgers and...
You guys didn't get together when you were at Dorney Park?
Well, the pavilion is where everyone can go to for our company, but it's not like everyone had to eat there at the same time. It was open from like 1 to 6, and you could stay at the park all night if you wanted to. But after we went the first time, we got there really early. Me, my wife, and my daughter went to the water park, came back, ate some more, and then went to the other side. But I hardly saw anyone there. But what was funny is I'm talking to people at work about how great this is, and all the old people are like, "This is stupid. I don't want to go there. Why have this going to Dorney Park? I'm not going. I'm just gonna stay back and work." And it's like they're trying to think of different things to like accommodate the employees, and all these like sticking them by the old motherfuckers don't want to go to it. It's like, what do you want? And I figured that the people that live in Pennsylvania will be there, and people our age will be there or younger because they like rides and shit like that. But when you're older, you just want to like be bitter and work and bitch and moan about taxes and how high gas is and everything like that. You don't want to hang out with your coworkers, and that's what they mostly were acting like. So it kind of scared me. So I'm like, I have to be there to represent so that they'll do it next year. Because the less turnout, the less likely it'll happen again.
Well, the company get-togethers that we have is just going to a bar and drinking and eating.
Exactly. You'd be grateful for something like this, right? Dorney Park? But not these guys. No, it's like, oh, I'm going to stay back. I'm too old for that. It's like, you have children, right? It's a free trip to Dorney Park for your kids. Think about other people inside your old ass for once. But I don't know. I'm hot-headed about that. But whatever. And then the next day we had like a cookout because some of my parents or my relatives haven't met my son yet, who's like 3 months old. And what's funny about that is my dad, right? You know how he is. He's into the Motown and all that oldies music. But he's got this impression that I'm like this music connoisseur, that I know everything that's on the radio. But I only know something to a certain point, you know. I don't know. So every time a song comes on, he's like, "Who's this?" I'm like, "I don't know that. It's Teddy Pendergrass." "How do you not know Teddy Pendergrass?" Like, "Who is this?" I'm like, "I don't know that. It's Supremes." "How can you not know the Supremes?" It's like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, I don't know this geezer music. Get off my back. So that was my Saturday. And then, like I said, I was Father's Day. But I want to get into... I did a couple interviews last week. One for Real Big Fish in New York City and Best Buy. Make sure you listen to that podcast as well in our interview section. And I had to get there at 3:30, which meant I had to leave work a little earlier. And I want to say New York has is very... It's my kind of town in the summer, you know? Like, I want to say booty shorts everywhere. Let's get a little shout out to booty shorts. Little John... Shots to booty shorts. I'm sorry, I have to celebrate that. A lot of hot chicks there in the New York City area. Let's make sure we don't drink all this. Got to conserve. All right, a little toast here to hot ass chicks.
Now, what are you talking? What's booty shorts?
Like fucking short ass shorts.
Oh, short shorts.
Yeah, like the commercial. Who wears short shorts? New York bitches wear short shorts. Anyway, did the interview with Real Big Fish. But I noticed it's a lot harder to get interviews with when a band is more popular, which you might be saying, Real Big Fish. Didn't they have like a single in the 90s? How are they still popular now? Like, and I agree with you, but getting the Best Buy Theater is like the venue. I had to get buzzed in by this other... I had to have the tour manager come out and get me, and escort me, and they had to make sure that security was okay with me getting in there. So they had to call someone to come up and get me. I take the elevator down, walk across the stage. Then he led me to the room where he was sitting there all by himself. So listened to the interview. We did the interview. Had a couple beers with him. And I wanted to get an interview with Les and Jake since I was there, but I didn't have the authority yet. So I thought they'd be right by there, but it didn't work out. So when I went back out, because I was like, I don't want to stand around here just waiting for someone to get to me. So I went out, had a couple of drinks, was talking to their tour manager or whatever, and then by the time I got in touch with him, he said all the people in the group were too busy or sleeping or around the city. So I was like, oh well, what can I do? But I want to get in. Speaking of the ladies I was talking about before, there were some fucking sluts at the concert. I'm like standing. I got a press pass to take photos, which I really didn't want because I had this fucking camera phone.
Look in that direction.
What are you looking at?
No, you shouldn't be looking that direction. Towards them girls.
I wasn't looking at them. This is what happened. I got
grabbed me.
I got in front of. I get to go behind in front of the barricade where you could take pictures of the bands. They gave me a photo pass, but I didn't want. But I was like, well, I'm not gonna turn it down because I only have like I had this cell phone. People have like really professional cameras and shit. I'm here with a little cell phone with all these blurry shots.
There's some Miller Lite for you. Anyway,
so I'm standing there and this girl like right in the front. She's like, "Do you like work here?" I think she wanted me to do a favor for her or get her backstage or something like that. I'm like, no, I'm just taking pictures of the band. I told her about our site and everything like that. So anyway, Real Big Fish get on stage and start playing as a girl, and then another girl behind her. Then this dude comes up behind that girl, and then I turn back, and then they're just flat out making out like hardcore, and they didn't even know each other. So I turned to the first girl. I'm like, yo, I think your friend's having a good time. She turns back, sees her friend kissing up on this guy. Like, they're about to tear each other's clothes off. That's how hard they're getting into it.
I've seen that happen
in raves.
Waiting in line for a party.
Yeah.
I was waiting in line for a party.
I'm telling you, this
Look
shit...
behind me. And
this shit went off like a fucking...
making out with some dude.
This shit went off like a rave, like the way they were going at it. Like they were on Molly or shit. And then the girl sees her friend making out and tries to like break it up. You know how girls do, like try to stop their friend. And then the guy assumes that this means that she wants to join in on it. So he starts grabbing her and trying to pull her into this like a triple kiss thing going on. And I guess after that she turned back to me and she's like, "Oh, thank you for helping me out." I'm like, I think she was fine. I don't think she was like freaking out about it. So then that second girl that was making out with the guy was like, "Oh, can you switch with me to her friends so I can stand close to the barricade? Because I'm getting raped out here." I'm like, rape really usually means you don't want it, you know? So I'm like, whatever. Like, you know, whatever. I'm not gonna fight that. So anyway, once that happened, all the predators saw this opportunity, and they were just coming out left and right to these girls. And what was funny is she kept looking like at my direction. The first girl that asked me if I worked there, like I was supposed to do something about it, like kiss her or something like that. And I was like, no, I mean obviously not. It's kind of weird.
So, that's why you didn't want me to go. You know you'd be hooking up with ladies. Didn't want to get it back to Miss S.
Sure, you want to go with that. But what happened was I thought I'd be polite and be like, oh, let me buy them some drinks in between bands. You know, maybe we'll hang out and have some drinks. So I'm like, you girls want a drink? I'm going to go to the bar. And then they looked at me like I was crazy. I'm like, wait a minute. Are you underage? They're like, maybe. I'm like, well, so much for that. I'll see you later. And I come back with my drinks, and then she's like, thanks for getting us a drink, too. I'm like, you said you were underage. She's like, what? We're 20. And I thought to myself at my age, I'm like, you girls were, like, born when I was almost out of high school. It's fucking gross. So that's why I didn't kiss her. That and the fact I'm married.
No, I think marriage comes first.
Yes. That was 80% of the reason was that, and the 20% because they're fucking children. And what was funny about this, and let me finish this off, is speaking of predators that would all put on the girls, like this one guy crowd surfs to the front, and you know the bouncers or whatever, security, like makes them walk around, like.
Yeah, if you go over the barricade.
Yeah, over the barricade, they make walk around. So he walks.
Around.
Yeah, he walks around and walks past this girl, and the girl like grabs the guy by like his hands, starts kind of like dancing with him, and he starts dancing too. And the security guard's like, "What the fuck? Keep moving," and pushes him along. So I guess this guy read the signal, goes back around, crowd surfs again, and walks past her. Just just starts making out with her. They don't even know each other's names, and she just goes with it.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
as a dude, what are you gonna build up to? You're just gonna give yourself some bad blue balls. It'd be better to just like actually talk to her and try to get her like phone number, so you can actually finish the job. If that.
Yeah, but he knew he had a limited amount of time because then that security guard was like, again, get moving, keep walking. So I was like, you don't even know this dude. You're just gonna kiss. If someone tried to kiss you, you're just gonna go with it. I only fucking see that at like parties and raves. I've never seen that at like punk shows. You damn sure won't see that at a metal concert. That's for damn sure. You can't get some metal chick without getting like kneed in the groins and like beer bottle in the head. So let that be a lesson. The happy ska music scene is where you can like rape ladies, just kiss them in the mouth.
Do not use that term.
Yeah. Well, she'd use the term rape, so let's just say rape means kissing.
No. It already has a definition. You have to use something else.
All right. What would you say? I would say if you want to cop a feel.
Canoodling?
If you want to cop a feel, because what was funny, one of the bands was like, I think like, in between songs, he was like, it's funny, like girls hate when like they crowd surf and guys are all grabbing up on them and stuff like that. Do guys worry about when they crowd surf, like girls grabbing up on their cocks and shit? And we're like, no. But I definitely need to start crowd surfing more, I'll tell you that. Oh, all right. Now let's get into some an interesting story. Since we're drinking right now, I wanted to tell Stu about.
We got news?
I just want to tell you this thing I saw real quick. I got a map for you to look at. I got this from a site called vinepair.com.
You gonna test my geography?
Yes, I will, actually.
No.
So back in December, they brought you a state-by-state map revealing how America deals with office parties and family gatherings during the December holiday season in terms of their booze consumption. Now that it's safe to drink outside, the good folks at BAC Tract helped us take another look at state-by-state drinking, this time during the summer months. So this is a survey they did last summer. So over at the BAC Tract website, you can check out how our drinking changed throughout the summer. Hint, we really know how to celebrate our independence. The map you can see here is an average of all 3 summer months, June to August.
Do they? How do they get the statistics? Are the statistics from alcohol sales?
Or maybe from like DWIs, or do they scoop all the spilled beer on each state and like ring it out and see who's been drinking the most?
I don't know. I've gone to Preakness before. Wait, yeah, I went with you.
Yeah.
And that was the most beer cans I ever saw in my entire life. I think that constitutes one Preakness is like a month of the whole United States drinking beer.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. What do you think is the state that drinks the most last year from June to August, if you could pick? based on
What state drinks the most?
Yeah.
I'm trying to look. I'm trying to look
Don't
through
cheat.
the map.
You don't even know the color codes when you work.
That's what I was trying to figure out. Is it the darker ones or the lighter ones? I'd have to say California because it's freaking huge.
All right, you're way off.
No? Oh wow! They're
Let's
all smoking weed. Damn it!
Let's do a top 5. Number 5 with a blood alcohol count of .082 is Nebraska, which is boring. So I assume that's why people drink there a lot, right?
Yeah.
All right. So number 4, state we're familiar with. Your brother's from there, Connecticut, at .088.
I think he has something to do with that.
All right. Number 3, Pennsylvania, which we'll talk about that in a second, which is .088. So it's kind of tied, but
I might have a small amount. I drank a little bit in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's right by us.
A very small fraction.
We should be out. We should be out there. They're right next to us.
Yeah, I know. New Hope's like I don't know, 15 miles that way.
New Hope's the spot. Yeah, you can just walk and drink and go to sex shops and everything.
I don't know about that. There's like one sex shop.
Oh, there's only one. I thought there were more than one.
There's only one.
Oh well. I guess I always go in there. Number 2, which is obvious, Nevada, because Vegas is there. .095 blood alcohol content. And remember one state that is the drunkest last summer, West Virginia, college town.
Oh my God! I was gonna say one of the southern states. That makes sense. That does make sense. Okay, West Virginia.
Well, what was weird to me is that the one that drinks the least is Kentucky, and that's
they must have a lot of dry counties.
Ah, yeah, good point. Yeah. Also, DC's low on there too.
Wow.
DC, if I want to go.
Well, DC that's from last year though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, because they could smoke weed legally now, so there's gonna be less drinking.
I think it's because there's no one around on 4th of July, which is supposed to be the biggest drinking day of the summer. So that might have something to do with it, because Congress is pretty much vacant that day. But I don't know.
You think Congress does all the drinking?
They have to for all those long meetings and all those laws they have to really work hard to think about. It's gotten a little cloudy here at the outside studios.
The outdoor studio. Yeah, could be some rain, but...
All right, so let's make a deal that we have to at least go to New Hope like once a month.
Once a month?
Or maybe we should...
Now New Hope used to be... when I was a kid, they had tons of like punk rock stores.
Right.
Now and Then Shop, Zipperhead, which was also in Philly. What else? Spinsters. There was like you could get punk stuff out the ass in New Hope. It was great.
Punk stuff out the ass.
Yes,
that's
as a kid, that's where I got all my punk CDs and shit.
Well, I'm just saying that we should at least try to get New Jersey up higher. Didn't even rank on there, and it's right by Pennsylvania. We got to bring some of those people over to get our numbers up to get the drunkest state in the country.
Yeah,
so let's work on that.
We probably don't have enough colleges. I mean,
we have Rutgers.
Yeah, Rutgers. They're not drinking enough.
Well, that means it's up to us. Let's start right now. It's up to us to build up our... Because it's already summer. It's already July almost. So we gotta get hammered and beat those Pennsylvanians. We can't let them be the drunkest ones. At least if we can get to number 3, that'd be good.
Cheers.
But speaking of Pennsylvania, let's get into our Stu's Views now. Time for Stu's Views. Got a couple stories here for you.
Stu's Views!
Stu's Views! And we saw this story comes from the Huffington Post, and it takes place right in Pennsylvania, so this guy might have been actually drunk when this happened. So a man robs a bank using sex toy disguised as bomb.
What kind of sex toy can you pass off as a bomb?
I'll tell you, a Pennsylvania man accused of using a bomb to rob a bank on June 15th says his weapon of choice was actually just a vibrator wrapped in duct tape. Aaron Stein, 35, allegedly robbed.
Something else?
Huh?
He couldn't find something else to wrap in duct tape. Maybe
Well,
like
I'll get to why
square box.
I'll get you why he should have used one of those big boxes right TNT on it, or it had a little string sticking out of it. But shop at Acme or some shit like that.
Acme.
So Aaron Stein, 35, allegedly robbed the PNC Bank in Crafton by telling employees he was carrying an explosive device. He stated he had a bomb, showing the teller wires hanging out of his shirt and demanding cash. Crafton Police Chief Mark Stumpter told WPXI.com. Police said the teller gave Stein an undisclosed amount of cash but called 911 after he fled. Stein was arrested after Robinson Township officer Mike Gatz-Gibb spotted the white Toyota sedan along the road. And this is what he said. I noticed a white Toyota Corolla with a male in it sitting in the parking lot over there, he told Pittsburgh. I went over to confront him. He drove away. I stopped him. It would have been an interesting story about a chase, but I guess it wasn't that great, but whatever.
He didn't try for a car chase?
No.
Dude, you robbed the bank. You're not going to try to,
he just
run away?
He just pulled over. I guess I'll stay here at the parking lot.
If you're going to do something dumb, you might as well continue doing things dumb and hope that you get away with it.
Yeah. Well, another officer on the scene found money in a garbage bag inside Stein's car. Beneath the front seat, officers found the, quote, bomb Stein was accused of using. Stumpter said it was made out of a box, black tape, vibrator, and cell phone. Police said Stein confessed to the robbery and claimed he never had a real bomb. Nonetheless, a bomb squad was called to the scene and a robot removed items from the... Really? The robot was taking a long time in there, too.
The robot's, squeezing the balls.
Yeah. The robot was it's like using it as a dildo itself. It's like, what's taking you so long in there? Hurry up. Just a minute.
It's gotta cut all the duct tape off of the fucking dildo.
Yeah. A briefcase was found in the trunk, but no explosives was found, obviously, according to CBS News. Stein had also told the officers that he lost all his money in the stock market last week and that he was desperate. So that was... This guy is not really great with investments or bank robberies, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but, I mean, obviously, that's where the dumb started out. Mm-hmm. The dumb obviously started out when he lost all his money. Yeah. And he continued, but he didn't run with it. He probably would have been fine if he just ran with the dumbness.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Or at least he would have had another charge added on.
Or use some plastic explosives, or maybe
you really can't get away from the police.
He's actually in a
maybe with a motorcycle, because then they back down.
He's in a town that actually sells fireworks. That would have been more plausible than a fucking vibrator. Yeah. But whatever. So Stein was charged with 9 felony counts, including aggravated assault, robbery, threatening to use a weapon of mass destruction. So I guess that was weapon of mass. That's a WMD.
Give me all your money, or I'll light up these jumping jacks.
I'll turn this thing on. It'll pleasure all of you.
I'll hit you with my sparkler.
Because he allegedly pretended a sex toy was a bomb, he is also being charged with possession of a facsimile weapon of mass destruction. A preliminary hearing will be on June 25th, which already passed, so we will update you if we find anything more out. What do you think of that story, Stu? Final verdict?
I saw one on TV where with the guy sticking the fingers through the shirt, like, oh, I got a gun. Yeah. And it's his fingers, and the person can clearly see it's their fingers, and it beats the shit out of them. Mm-hmm. And, actually that one...
I don't want to show you my gun.
That one,
it's a secret.
They locked the door, and he couldn't get out. And he bribed the teller with $10. Please, just let me go. Here's $10. Because all he had was $10. And the guy let him go.
Oh, so he got caught. And
he got locked in there because he had his fingers in his shirt. And I guess the teller felt bad. They're like, this dude's too fucking dumb. I'm going to take his $10 and let him go.
Damn.
And they let him go.
That reminded me, I saw a shoplifter get the shit kicked out of him on YouTube. And he just kept slapping him around every time he tried to explain why he's stealing something. And then he kicked him out of the store.
Manville just had a bank robbery. 3 dudes. Robbed the bank. Got about 500 feet down.
They use blow dolls or anything like that? Or?
I don't know what they used.
no sex toys there?
I'm sure they had plastic guns, super soakers or whatever. Oh. And they only got about 500 to 1,000 feet.
They use
because the police station's right there. There's one main road going through it. And there's
anal beats or something like that, right?
Anal beats.
Man.
Anal beads wrapped with duct tape.
Anal beads and cock rings so they can like choke their victims to death. All right, final story of Stu's views. I guess Stu thinks the last story, the guy's an idiot like I do. You remember a show back in the 90s or late 80s that we used to watch that would be like, had a theme song about kids in high school, and it was like, when I wake up in the morning and the alarm's out of order, think I'm gonna make it on time.
Saved by the Bell.
That's right.
Yeah.
You remember that show?
Yeah.
And who was your favorite character on that show?
Probably Screech.
There we go.
And he's a diamond.
Yes, actor
Yes.
Duxton Diamond has been sentenced to jail in a stabbing case.
What?
This took
What's
place.
his brother think of this?
Who's his brother?
His brother, Beastie Boys.
Oh yeah, Michael Diamond is really
Yes,
his. Okay,
that's
I
his
don't
brother.
know. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So this happened. This has happened in Milwaukee. I got this story from Reuters.com. So Dustin Diamond, who played the nerdy Screech in the early 1990s sitcom Saved by the Bell, was sentenced on Thursday to 4 months in jail for a Christmas night ballroom stabbing in the Milwaukee suburbs.
That's it? 4 months for stabbing? So good lawyer.
Yeah. So
Good
jury's
lawyer.
convicted.
You don't mess with people that got money.
Yeah. Especially Screech. He's balling.
I think the stabbing's worth it. Only 4 months? I'm going to freaking stab you. If I'm pissed off at you and I got that kind of money, I'm going to stab you and deal with the 4 months.
Well,
No, that sucks. He's got a felony record now.
Yeah, well,
now he can't get a job.
They convicted him. He's 38. Convicted him on May 29th in carrying a concealed weapon and disorderly conduct in an incident which he was accused of stabbing a man with a switchblade knife. He was acquitted of
Switchblade? They still make those?
He was acquitted of a charge of felony recklessness endangering public safety. Diamond's fiance, someone actually wants to marry this guy. Her name is Amanda Schutz.
Well, he's not actually Screech. That's it's acting.
He is Screech.
He's not
forever known as
Screech.
Screech.
No, I don't think he acts like that in normal life.
So, 27, he was his wife Amanda, 27, was accused of pushing a woman who was harassing her and Diamond on Christmas night at a Grand Avenue saloon in Port Washington, Wisconsin, north of Milwaukee. Now, have you ever went drinking at a bar on Christmas night? Don't you want to spend time with your family?
No, I'm always with my family.
Yeah, is times that hard for Dustin Diamond, or Screech, as I like to call him? His family didn't want to see him, so he has to go drinking at a bar with a fully loaded with a knife.
Yeah, where was his brother?
So police said Diamond stabbed a man with a switchblade knife during an ensued fight, causing a non-life-threatening wound. Diamond said he pulled the knife to defend himself and his fiance.
That could have been.
So let me release.
You know that would look good on your record if you beat the crap out of Screech. Yeah, that would give you major street cred.
Screech.
Yeah, Screech. Not
AC Slater.
No.
I think it would be better if you beat up AC Slater. But Screech is like you just push him. You can
street,
push him over.
You would look street tough if you beat up Screech.
Screech.
Yeah.
He's the weakest point in the whole group. You better chance of having Lisa Turtle fight.
All right.
So this is what Screech says. Even though my intentions were solely defending my loved one, they were nevertheless the cause of a single most terrifying experience of my life. That's how I assume he talks.
No, actually you sound more like the guy from May the Schwartz be with you.
I sound
Spaceballs.
I sound like a yogurt.
Yogurt. Yeah.
Even though, how does Screech talk? I thought that sounded.
I don't know. I would have to listen to it. And do you want me to find some Saved by the Bell on the computer?
I can make the faces he makes, but I can't. No one can see it. Obviously,
it doesn't help.
So Diamond said this in court before he was. I bet it says sentenced on the next page. Yes, sentenced. District Attorney Adam Gurrell said that the Diamond and his girlfriend instigated the fight, which was a mere dust-up before Diamond pulled out a switchblade. And he says, I quote, "We cannot have knives getting whipped out in bars within seconds of a mere push and shove match."
Yes, I agree.
Yes, I agree with you.
Actually, I do not like fists raised either. I think that's...
I enjoy
everything can be talked out.
I just want to have a beer at a bar without getting stabbed. Is that too much to ask?
I don't even like the tension. Like, if you're gonna fight, go somewhere where fighting is allowed, like UFC or something.
Yeah.
Not like.
So Ozaki County Circuit Court Judge Paul Molly also ordered Diamond
What was his name?
Malloy.
Oh,
Let's say Malloy. I'm sorry.
You said Molly.
I did.
I was like, what?
Malloy
Bombs?
also ordered Diamond and Schutz, who was found guilty of disorderly conduct, to pay $1,500 in restitution to the stabbing victim. So that's, dude. If I can get paid a G and a half to get stabbed by Screech, I'd be fucking like choking out Urkel right now. That's great. I'd be on that in a second. That guy really made out.
How much did he get?
Got $1,500.
$1,500.
Yeah.
But where did he get stabbed? It said non-lethal.
Yeah.
So that means I don't know.
It's restitution for stabbing. You know, he was obviously shaken up from that.
I think that's a little. I think he should have got a little bit more money, but that's alright.
So as we said,
I'm not gonna take a stab for that.
In case you guys want to know, Diamond lives in Port Washington, and he played that socially awkward, brainy student Samuel Screech Powers, known as for his dark hair and witty and wiry hair in Saved by the Bell, which ran from 1989 to 1993. Since then, he has had a number of small television roles and appeared in reality programs and game shows. So, Stu, what do you think of that story?
Yeah, it was pretty entertaining.
Do you think he got what he deserved? Because the way I look at it,
I think
the way I look at it is,
I don't think anybody got what they deserved in that whole thing.
I think you ever had those situations where your girl is just mouthing off to someone and then they turn to you, you have to do something about it.
I mean, I don't know.
No, that's what I think. I think his fiance got him in this mess.
4 months in jail. I mean, if you're pissed enough, it's almost like
she's not even doing jail time. That's the point.
If you know it's only going to be 4 months, it's like in some cases it might be worth it to stab them.
She's not doing jail time. He got him in trouble if you think about it.
If it's completely defense, I don't know. Maybe it's worth it. 4 months. You could potentially kill me. I don't know. I'm going to stab you first, and you get 4 months.
Yeah.
Yay.
But I think she started
other
it. So
than that, I mean, getting stabbed and only getting 15. He got 1,500, 1,500 or 15,000.
1,500.
1,500. So $1,500.
Yeah.
That's not even gonna cover medical expenses.
But it was non-lethal, so you can just sell it up.
It's non-lethal. No, that's bullshit. He got robbed.
Okay.
Seriously, I 15,000 on me. At least get the guy a Hyundai.
Yeah. I thought you meant the car. No,
I did mean the car.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
What else is there other than a car that's a Hyundai?
I thought you meant that's how we consider $100,000.
I don't know.
That's slang.
You can get a Hyundai for like 8,000, I guess.
I don't know, but I could certainly use
cheap one.
I could certainly use $1,500. So, Screech, if you're out there, come stab me. As long as you don't kill me, I can surely use the money.
We'll videotape it so there's all the evidence is there.
And Zach, help him out, man. Help your boy Screech out. That's all I gotta say to that. Let's get into some of the reviews now. Little John, set us off. We're making good time here, Stu. What'd you say?
I'm saying, here's a little antifreeze for you. Fireball!
All right, so this first review, I'm gonna do on my own. A band out there, it's a punk rock band called Bad Cop, Bad Cop, and their album is called Not Sorry. This is an all-girl punk rock band from the Bay Area, discovered by NoFX singer Fat Mike.
I love chick singers.
So after seeing them play on a set, he immediately signed them to his label Fat Records and released their EP Boss Lady. But this album is their debut full-length album, which Fat Mike produced as well.
Yeah, whatever happened with Tilt? Tilt was fucking awesome.
We will get into that after this.
They ever break through? Nope, never broke through.
This is all girl band.
This is all girl, I know.
Yeah.
Tilt was just a girl singer.
So the first track on the album is called Nightmare, and it begins with the girl saying hello in that Three Stooges harmony before the song kicks into like a fast-paced punk rock thing. You know how the Three Stooges would enter a room.
The what?
The Three Stooges would enter a room and they would say hello. Hello, hello.
Oh,
that's
okay,
how the song begins.
Yeah, harmonize.
Yeah, harmonize. Yeah. So That's how, and you know I love the Three Stooges, so that pulled me in immediately. Lead singer's name is Stacey D. She has a raspy voice, which is very reminiscent of another girl named Brody Daly from the early 2000s punk rock band The Distillers. But what makes this group not a complete ripoff is how they blend their other genres. Like songs like the song Cheers and the song I mentioned before, Nightmare, mixes a little country western and even 50s doo-wop at times. While the song...
Hey, no flying over the studio. Get out of here.
You're ruining my review.
Get out of here, helicopter.
While Anti-Love Song is a folky track, and not to mention the song I'm Alright attempts a little reggae at the beginning. The backing vocals on this album is perfect. Plus, the album is fucking adorable. It's a very unapologetic debut, hence the name, Not Sorry. Most of the songs are fueled by profanity and anger. This chick ain't taking shit from nobody. I love hearing a good band in their beginning stage. However, I do worry about the inevitable album when you realize they've jumped the shark. So right now like I said, they're great, but I'm a little worried about them selling out. I don't want to say selling out, but
selling out.
But
breaking through.
No, the term is when after they do the same
walls.
thing, and then they decide to be like, oh, let's be more mature, and then it's like it's ass at that point. But for now, let's revel in this moment. Bad Cop had the potential of becoming the next Runaways. I suggest you get onto this band immediately before it's too late. So I'm gonna give this album a definite buy. This great songs on this album like Cheers, Support, and another song I like called Rip You to Shreds. But if you heard this album and tell us what you think, you can either put something in the comments or send us an email.
I've not heard about this because somebody didn't inform me.
I'm sorry, I didn't have it for you.
All right.
Once you get your Spotify working, then we can sing your
Well, maybe I'm just gonna have to buy it.
You have to buy this album, yes.
All right. So you're saying buy it.
I'm saying buy it.
So I should actually buy it.
You should actually buy Bad Cop. It's really good. Before they get too trendy. I'm going to
take your opinion and actually buy it.
Good. What do you say to that, Little John? Oh man, feeling it now. Still making good time. What'd you say, Stu?
I said it's the fireball's looking low.
Yeah, we only got enough for one more review. Let's make it count.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Warped Tour has had a lot of
bands
nowadays that aren't as punk rock or ska or whatever as they used to be.
What?
Now it's more metalcore and shit like that. What? One of the bands that has been on the Warped Tour recently, a band called I Wrestled a Bear Once, all one word, and their new album is called Hail Mary. It's the fourth album from the Louisiana metalcore band, and apparently they got the name from a comment made by Gary Busey, which I could see him saying that. I wrestled a bear once. Anyway, they formed in 2007.
Now it's comical? That was a comical name? Yeah, I thought it was serious. Like
they really wrestle bears.
No wonder the singer sounds like he's scrawny, singing real hard, and like I wrestled a bear once. Then okay, maybe it is sarcasm, because that's one thing I saw about it, or that I heard about it. That the singer sounds small.
Okay,
not like he wrestled a bear.
I love that you said that.
So now I know it's some sort of sarcasm.
I can't wait to blow your mind right now, Stu.
All right, blow my mind. Hold on, we got a guest.
All right, hold on a second. We have a guest ruining the show.
Come on, dog.
Right when we're about to get to the pinnacle moment of blowing my co-host's mind, who said that the lead singer sounds a little too scrawny for him. He sounds scrawny, he says. Now, they formed in 2007, but after 2012 Warped Tour, singer Krista Camerson, which is a girl's name, became pregnant and left the band. She was replaced by the current singer, whose name is Courtney LaPlante, who is also a girl.
Oh, that's a female singer?
Whoa, boom!
Explosion! My mind is blown.
Blood and fucking brains all over me.
I don't know. She sounds like a dude, though.
Exactly.
I still don't like that.
All right.
If I wrestled a bear. Now she's definitely not gonna wrestle a bear. I want somebody that sounds like they're gonna wrestle a bear.
All right. So I can't wait to hear what you got to say about this. So I heard a couple of songs from this band in the past. So I was aware of their tendency to switch between progressive metal, electro, mathcore, and grindcore.
What?
In early albums.
What, like African Bombada? Like
electro core. Let's say that.
Okay, thank you.
Electro core, mathcore, and grindcore all in one track. So, since I would say that Stu is more of the metalhead than myself, let's get into what you thought of this album.
No, I'm not that much of a metalhead. I love my hardcore, but I mean a lot of it, it blends with metal.
All right, so you heard this album. What do you think? Give me like your play-by-play or certain songs you enjoyed, certain songs you hated, or whatever.
I mean, they definitely have a sound. Every track has their sound. So I hate to say every track sounds the same because, obviously if you listen to it enough, then they sound different.
Let me say this, like the first song called Gift of Death, it starts out with like a random guitar solo, and then they have the blast beats and the occasional thrash metal all blended into one thing. And then Courtney, when she sings, she either, like you thought she was a guy, but to me, she uses those techniques when people do that hardcore metal where either they sound like when they scream, they sound like they're being burnt by scalding hot water, or they sound like they're the devil himself.
Or maybe like AC/DC, Constipated.
It's heavier than that, but sure.
All right.
Yeah. So, what do you think? Do you notice that they have two styles for metalcore? You know, like hot water on you, or
that high pitch, like in your throat. I remember that from crust punk.
Okay.
So I think that came up in certain bands, and kind of meshed with metal.
Mm-hmm.
But I do remember that. All that shit, crust punk, but metal loved it and ate it up, and it's part of metal.
So further in the album,
it only makes sense. It's like
going further into the album, did you notice any sounds they did that were like different from what they were doing the whole time? Or did everything sound like the same, like you were originally saying?
I mean, with a band like this, I can't judge them on an album. Usually with metal bands, I have to see them live. Okay,
really?
Yes, and I am a big.
Why is that?
I am a bigger fan of like sludge metal, like slow. That's why I like hardcore, drop tempo, and sludge metal. But it's a band that I would have to see live. So I'd want to give them more of a chance than their album, which I mean it's beautifully done, but I can't get into it. I would have to see them live.
Okay,
but I would definitely give them that. I would definitely pay to go see them
see them perform. Okay,
yes.
Let me give some more thing for the people listening before we get into our final thoughts. So about a minute and 15 seconds into the third track, which is called Green Eyes, she actually sounds like a woman, and she's singing soulfully. Did you notice that? Like, it takes a while before
I listened to that song. I didn't hear that.
Like, the third song.
There was soulfully singing
She's,
in there?
like, when you get to the third song, like, about a minute and 50 seconds in. But it doesn't take last long. I did like how the band took a break from making noise to mellow out for some gloomy gothic moments. This happens again in a song called Doomed to Fail, Part 1. Towards the end, they do that same thing where they mellow out. And then when they had a sequel, Doomed to Fail Part 2, which is like a cheesy ballad that sounds like Flyleaf. It's cheesy as hell, like I said, but since it's different from everything else, at least it's a memorable moment.
Yeah, I don't remember all the details because I listened to it, but I missed maybe like the last 3 tracks because I actually fell asleep to it.
Wow, that's bad.
No, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing.
You're fucking hardcore if you're falling asleep to this.
I was enjoying it. It made me fall asleep.
Yeah, okay. But I'm amazed about all the change up that this band can do. And then they remember what to go to next. Like every song will have like it'll go to one style and go to another style. They're very talented with their odd time signatures, I'll tell you that. What did you like their mathcore, like I said?
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? I didn't pick up on that. Now I gotta listen to it again, see if there was switched up time signatures.
But my biggest problem is, for the most part, I can't understand a fucking word this lady is saying. All I hear is screaming and yelling. Maybe there is lyrics, but
a little bit more varied.
maybe that is the lyrics, but perhaps all she's doing is doing that. I mean, I could do that, so I don't know why.
Well, normally you need one person for doing the and one for the.
Yeah, that's what she's doing. She's doing both.
Yeah, she's doing both. Yeah, you should. They need two chick singers.
Yeah.
There's been bands that have done that.
When they do something that's actually melodic, that I can recall, that's good. But since it's few and far between, I've already forgotten what most of the songs on this album sounds like. But you want to give your review first? Or want me to go first?
My review? I thought I gave my review.
What's your rating?
My rating.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, where does that?
You were saying you can't.
I want to see them live before I really have any opinions. So how does that fall into our rating system?
You gotta pick either you would buy it or you would download it.
Oh man.
I think you're on that bracket right there.
What's lower than download it?
Not to listen to it. Skip it.
Skip it. Shit. Yeah, I would have to give a variation of download it.
Okay.
But I don't think, you know what. We actually need another category.
You want to say like a low download it or a high skip it?
No, not even. Go see it live.
Okay. He says do not listen to this download this album and go see them live, you're saying. Don't pay for this album, but pay for their show.
You could download it, but I wouldn't exactly go by that. I would go see them live first.
Yeah, I said it. You would not pay for their album. You would get it for free. However you get album for free, but go make sure you pay your money to see them in concert. But judging by their name, Iwrestledabearonce, I think they're not taking themselves seriously. But unlike the metalcore band Death Clock, they feel to make a memorable joke. So I'm going to have to say they're a band you can skip. Sorry. But you might have a different opinion. So what do you think out there? Let us know. You can either send us a comments in the below or you can email us. We'd love to hear what you think.
I like the band. I live in a van down by the river.
Can't wait. One word too.
Damn it.
Got to equal out the shots for this final one.
You didn't have to. You said you wanted all that.
I did, but I looked at yours and you had so little.
Liquor's a little low. That's
Liquor's actually gone.
Yeah. No driving though.
Nope.
Oh yeah.
And for our final review tonight, the band of Monsters and Men have an album called Beneath the Skin, and they are, if you haven't heard, an indie folk band from Iceland with two singers who both play guitar as well. They have a female singer named Nana and the male vocalist named Raggy, which is spelled Raggi. I think that's Raggy, right? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
So their first album, which is called My Head is an Animal, reached number 1 in their homeland Iceland as well as Australia and Ireland before peaking at number 6 on the Billboard 200 here in the U.S. back in 2011. This is mostly due to the hit singles Little Talks and Mountain Song. Have you heard those songs before, Stu?
Yeah, I did listen to them.
Older stuff, right? You heard this?
Oh, no, not the older stuff. I listened to what you had. So,
okay.
Yeah. I don't know the song titles, though.
So let me go first on this review here. On their sophomore release, which is the album called Now, their first song, Crystals, starts out with like a Kings of Leon-esque like intro before Nana's vocals come in, which are very reminiscent to another band called Florence and the Machine. Also similar, she trades off with Raggy with singing duties like she does in the first album. But one of them then will sing a song solo, like on the piano ballad, The Organs, or the track Slow Life, which itself suffers from having a very long and boring instrumental outro. And speaking of boring instrumentals, the track Thousand Eyes have a part where a very suspenseful orchestrated build-up happens with violins included. It builds and it builds and it builds, And right when you think it's going to crescendo, the last few seconds of this track ends with her repeating the earlier line from before. But one thing I noticed about this album...
that a disappointment?
That one was, yes.
Oh.
One thing I noticed about the album is that guy Raggy's vocal contributions have been put on hold for much of the album. That was a big mistake considering that having the male and female dual singers was their trademark. You know, I don't know if you know, Steve, but the earlier stuff they would take turns singing.
Back and forth in the same song?
Yeah,
I noticed every song was either a male or a female.
Right, but if you listen to the first,
and then there was even one where the video, it was a female singer, but male karaoke.
Oh, you saw the video? Okay, I didn't see the videos yet. But on the earlier album, the first album, they would go back and forth to sing. This album, I noticed the first 4 songs, they would go back and forth. The first 5 songs, they go back and forth and sing. But then after that, the band completely dropped the ball with another 5 songs that are guaranteed to cure anyone's insomnia. Everything they did wrong on the first album, they do it more often on this release. Now, I don't know if that's what they was supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a mature record, but I find a lot of the band's mistake maturity with lack of effort. Plus, it doesn't help that this shit is truly boring. I can't stress that enough, like I said before.
It was truly boring.
Yeah.
Really? I just heard a switch up in your voice there.
If you like the first album, or just...
The music is truly boring.
Yes.
Not the singing.
Yeah, the music's boring.
Okay. Because the singing was fucking amazing.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Debate me on this. Like, you really can stay away from this shit?
No, I thought the singing was really good, and I thought as far as having some more high energy music and them singing over it, it's great. The singing was great. Yeah.
The singing is fine. Yes, I'll agree. She's a good singer. He's a good singer. But I was, like I said before, after the 5th song,
I want to hear him some EDM shit.
After the 5th song is boring as fuck, and it's like it's only her singing like the next 5 songs. It's like, why are you doing that? Have both of them sing.
I want to hear some friggin' drum and bass with violin and them singing to it. That'd be some good shit.
All right, I think we're gonna do different on this review too. So I'm gonna say if you like the first album or just the upbeat sound, their first 2 hit singles, this lack of energy on this one will surely disappoint you. So this is also an album you can skip. Stu?
Oh man, all right. Don't throw shit at me. I would have to say skip as well. I wouldn't download it. I think.
So what are we fighting for?
We're not fighting. We're not fighting.
We agree.
I'm just saying. The music was suck ass, but the lyrics, not necessarily the lyrics, but the singing is fucking amazing.
Okay.
So they have
good voices.
They have very good potential
of making a third album that's good.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, I'll give them that.
I can't go with this.
They'll realize their mistake, and
great singing is not good enough to break through, but they could make an album that would be worth it.
They might correct it on the third album, but only time will tell.
And you didn't see the videos?
No,
I didn't. Pretty moving.
Okay.
Pretty moving. They get really into the vocals, but it need different music.
I think that the first album is better than this, but I don't even like the first album that much.
All right.
But like I said, if you're fucking...
Why are we reviewing crappy albums then? Is that what you're saying?
We
saying
did.
You hate everything we reviewing right now?
Except for the first one we did.
Oh, shit.
I did it myself, but it's okay. There might be some bad ones, some good ones. That's how it works out.
All right.
But like I said, if you if you're misled by the fact they do the fast paced folk rock music, that's not what's happening here. They do it a couple times and they just have a gauntlet of bullshit. So that's what I gotta say about that. So, but what do you guys think out there? You can tell us what you think about this album. If you liked it, if you hated it, send us something in the comments, or you can email us as well. Speaking of emails, I don't think we have any emails tonight, so let's wrap the show up tonight.
Like usual.
Yeah, someday we'll.
Wait. www.njhybrid.com.
All right, what were you saying?
Oh, yeah, I gotta wait for the music.
There it is. Where's the outro music?
You do it. Wait.
All right, if you want to reach us, you can go to our website, obviously, at njhybridradio.net, or go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/njhybridradio. Or you can email us at njhyberradio@gmail.com. This is Jarrell and my co-host Stu. Having a great show. We're pretty drunk right now. Till next time. What's a good outro thing?
An outro?
Yeah, what's a good thing we say?
Be out!
Peace out.